Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode, edition, what have you, of the Speaker Spotlight with my friend Jim Kellner and I. We are the founders of the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference, and we are here to introduce you to yet another one of our star performers. Or we're not, actually, they're not a performer, they're a presenter, aren't they? And today we have with us Joni Neidigh. And I am so glad that I got that right because I haven't spelled it right several times on the announcements. So I'm glad I at least can say it correctly. Thank you, everybody. Joni Neidigh.
Thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Joni. Thanks for
Hey,
joining us today.
love it. It's a great way for me to end the day. It's 9 o'clock here.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah. So I'm
Cool.
in Florida.
Well, that's a great place to be, I think. Joni.
from,
What's that?
I said
Huh?
from.
Great. Yes.
Well, considering the weather, I'd like that.
Oh
Joni,
boy.
you're going to be at the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference presenting. Would you tell the lovely people that are watching right now, all 10 million of them, what you'll be presenting on?
I would love to. So I'll be presenting on gold medal mental toughness for athletes. And it's the hypnosis program that I use with teams and with athletes over seasons and sometimes careers.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, if you want just to add a little bit more to what I'll be speaking about, I want to do a few demonstrations to keep it fun. I think that's always great.
Cool.
I will say was very excited about coming out because I really enjoyed the last class that I attended that you taught, Jim.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I was able to incorporate some of the stage hypnosis and some of the phenomenon into my team talks. And that's what I like to do. I like to give team talks and very interactive talks. And I'll do the same when I come out to the conference, have everyone involved and just let them experience what the athletes experience. I'm hoping to encourage more people not to work with athletes, not that they don't, but to encourage people to do it more. And that particular area is just a wonderful area to get business as far as athletes are concerned. I've been out there a couple of times. I didn't get to see anything because I was working with the Pac-12 with the swimming. So I've been out there 2 years in a row working with the Pac-12, but I was in that, just a swimming pool and working with athletes and I didn't get to see any of the city. So I'm kind of excited about just coming to the area and actually exploring it afterwards. But there's so much business and it's needed. The athletes are all around us and they need us. They just don't know that we exist unless we get the word out. And so that's something else I want to address in my talk is how do you get that business? Because I do a very high volume. I've actually hired another hypnotherapist that I met at another conference that lives here to take on some of my business. And I've also been training other hypnotherapists, and I'm able to refer out all over the country, and that's been very helpful. And because I was hopping on planes like you guys, so I don't know how much traveling you do, Anthony, but at some point, it's great to have colleagues that can take that business so that the athletes aren't underserved, because that's what I see. There's just a great need for it. And I also want to address something that I know so well, and that's that since COVID, more than ever, the universities and the high schools are more receptive to anything that resembles mental health. And certainly, we can help them alleviate what they consider suffering, falling short of their goals or having other problems, or avoid it altogether. And so that's how I approach coaches and organizations, and able to get us kind of dialed in. So
Nice.
kind of going to be like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Very cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've worked with a couple of athletes over the years, and I have found them really awesome clients because they do what you tell them to do. They show up. Would you say that's true most of the time? Because I've only had a little bit of experience.
I would definitely say that because they're coachable. They
Yeah.
are, for the most part, they're coachable. And if they aren't, then that's something we can address with them, because certainly if they're not compliant when we're, trying to work with them and ask them from the very beginning, we can read that compliance or not, then we're able to address that at some point. And that's important. And at first they might not like that. I've had situations where they didn't like hearing that, but when they saw by making that change, what happened, they were okay with that. And I have a tendency to work with athletes over a long period of time. My program is a mentorship program, and I'm not encouraging dependency, but I am encouraging availability, if you will. And
Oh,
so,
right on.
yes, so my athletes, I've had some since they were 10 years old, and they're now Olympians and pros. And, we're talking back to 2009, 2010. And so it's part of sort of raising them along with their coaches and families. And again, there might be a time period where I don't see them for a while, but I am their go-to, when they need something. And then of course that multiplies because they tell their friends, and then they go from high school to college, and they want their college coach to know who they've been working with. So it's just a really beautiful system. And the reason that I go to conferences for the most part, well, I would say number one, because I love meeting new people and I love learning. But I think also the message is please, please, please work with these athletes, because I have such just a high appreciation for how much they need us. I had two daughters that swam, and they swam in college, and then my youngest went pro. And so I've seen every level, and probably not every issue, but I'm a psychotherapist as well. So I've probably seen quite a bit. And that's another thing that I'll be talking about is I do believe that when we think about working with athletes, we limit our idea of what that looks like. And when we do that, we know what happens with limitations. We fail to send out to the universe and to the people that we're attempting to serve and be available to. We limit that because we don't tell them everything that we can do. And I'm not even sure hypnotherapists or a lot of hypnotists understand what they can do. And I have a laundry list that I'm going to be handing out, and I think some people will be surprised that they never thought of it that way. Because what I've found in the group that I lead, I have students, is that the confidence is, for some is a little bit lower, because they think, I don't know if they're uncomfortable with handling the pressure of potential failure. Just as it's the same issue the athlete might come in with, right? So it's kind of interesting, mirroring that same fear of failure. But
so it sounds as if you're going to give people the tools that they're going to need in order to kind of step into this, or at least get a feel for it. So when they do decide to step into something and start to build their practice, they're going to be able to contact you, hopefully even for some training at some point in working specifically with athletes. Because I think you're right. We've got the University of Washington here. We've got, in the Pacific Northwest, there's a lot of professional athlete stuff. So I think it is probably a fairly under-tapped environment that you're working in. That's amazing. And so, that is going to everybody. I think that's going to be a great program. Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm excited about it. I wondered when I was at Pac-12, I thought, why am I the only hypnotist here? We've got how many teams for competing, and then they have men's and women's, and that's just Pac-12. So you can see that there's just so much opportunity, and that works both ways. And so I just think, and there are just a myriad of issues that we can work with. So it's really exciting. I don't know if you can tell how much I love my work, but I do love it. I love it so much. I'll work very odd hours. So, yeah.
Well, I think this is great. This is a really tangible type thing that people can take with them. I know so many hypnotherapists, struggle to find clients. And this is a like you say, kind of an untapped market, perhaps. And they could really, help some people out and make a good living at it.
They really can. And I honestly don't spend money on marketing. I do it the hard way. And so if you consider going to venues the hard way, I enjoy that. But I have some very simple but great ideas. I really do. And I want to pass those along. So I'm excited about coming out there and seeing you all and exploring the area and just learning. I can't wait to, I love the classes. So
Yeah.
kind of love that I kind of love that I'm in the morning on, I believe it's Sunday. Yes.
Sunday morning.
That way.
And I think you're going to have fun on Saturday because you're going to be interacting with a lot of people from the public, right? So I think that that's going to be an interesting aspect for this conference that isn't happening at a lot of other conferences. And so I'm hoping you're going to take advantage of that. And we're working on getting a lot of people there for that as well. So thank you for your time this evening. It's appreciated because we're trying to get more people, to know who everybody is. And so much gratitude to you. And I'm so glad I got your name right. Yay for me.
Yeah. Well, back at you both for the gratitude part. And I'm excited. Can't wait to get there.
Right on.
Thanks so much. And hey, thank you for watching, everybody. We're going to see you at the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference. That's June 3rd and 4th, 2023. Head over to pnwhypnosisconference.com right now. Get your tickets. Come see Joni and all the other awesome presenters. Take care. Be well. Be awesome.
Bye.
Bye.